Hello, this is Mike Fay with Calvin Castine, and we're at Northeastern Clinton Central School for girls varsity action, CVAC action, on this fine, breezy winter night. Very, very cold out here. We just watched a double overtime JV game that ended in a scoreless tie, and the people who have attended tonight deserve a lot of credit because the wind is blowing and it's very, very cold. Tonight's contest between the visiting Hornets from Plattsburgh is the final home game for Northeastern in this 1998 season. It's also senior night. Seniors will be recognized at halftime. For the Hornets, number 10, Lindsay Smith, number 11, Kathleen Gannon, number 12, Colleen Dooley, 14, Christine Winnick, 15, Holly Bordeaux, 16, Majo Chabot, 17, Jaja Chabot, 18, Keely Sullivan, 19, Rachel Martindale, 20, Jenny Manabat, 21, Alexis Gaines, 22, Libby Hyatt, 24, Beth Rogers, 25, Kathleen Ellen Davis, 26, Nikki Barry, 27, Sarah Davis, 28, Bridget Phoebus, 31, Elaine McShaw, and in goal for Plattsburgh, Danielle Waldron. Hornets are coached by Karen Sherman, assisted by Jan Flynn. For Northeastern, number 1, Megan Casey, number 2, Brenda Bailey, number 3, Elise LaFountain, number 4, Ashley Walter, number 5, Emily Favreau, number 6, Lauren Kavanaugh, number 7, Ashley Birch, number 8, Haley Desereau, number 9, Kendra Young, number 10, Margie Fay, number 11, Adriana Maroney, number 12, Shauna Carden, 13, Lisa Robert, 14, Brandis Sample, 15, Jess Campbell, 16, Steph Sample, 18, Marie Bulris, number 20, Nicole Tardif, 21, Rachel Dutil, 23, Debbie Tremblay, 24, Amanda Clark, and in goal for the Lady Cougars, Chantel Carnat. Cougars are coached by Josie Gilroy, assisted by Rob Francis. And the referees for tonight's contest, Clark Kurdick and Tim Sheehan. A big game for Northeastern. They've already won the CVAC championship for Division I, so that's no longer in question, but Northeastern would like to continue to win. If they win tonight against Plattsburgh and their final contest, they will be the top seed in the Section 7 Class C, which is an important step because there's going to be some very tough competition. And instead of playing, if you come in second, if they come in second, then they'll end up playing two good teams, back-to-back games against some very good competition. Whereas if they win the rest of the games this season, as number 1 seed, they'll play the bottom seed team, and that should be a little easier for the Lady Cougars. And that's a shove, not called, and it'll be Northeastern's ball. Cougars starting lineup, the usual 4 on defense, Tremblay, Clark, Bulris, and Desereau, who, if you could give a trophy for the best defense in the league, I'd have to say that they'd be pretty close as a group. Individually, they play very, very well, but as a team, come on, Cougars! They just play fantastic. In the halfbacks, we have Elise LaFountain in the center, Steph Sample on the left side, and it looks like Adriana Maroney on the far side. Sample with the shot, and it just goes wide off the tips of Danielle Waldron. A fine shot, a fine save, and Northeastern comes away with a corner kick. Forwards for Northeastern. Starting the game, Lisa Robert is in there, and Brandy Sample. And I'll have to pick up the other one as time goes on. Sample with the boot. Out to the 18. Bulris is there, tries to get the shot off, but broken up nicely by Davis. Davis continues to push the ball, and she finally pushes it out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. The last time these two teams faced was in Plattsburgh, a 1-0 victory for Northeastern. A very hard-fought game. Plattsburgh, as always, very talented, very well coached. So Northeastern certainly has their work cut out for them tonight if they want to continue winning. LaFountain traps, can't control, and it's punched into the center. Trombley should get there first and does. Up for Sample. To the near side. Sample keeps it going for Robert. Lisa Robert can't control. It's knocked out of bounds by number 14, Kristen Winnick. And it's going to be a drop ball that was clearly out of bounds off Plattsburgh. But Clark maybe screened on the play, couldn't tell, so that's the fair way to deal with it. A little drop ball, never hurt anybody, and this will go to Northeastern. Northeastern substitutions: Megan Casey, Ashley Walter, and Ashley Burtz into the game for Northeastern. Bullrich tries to turn it. Tried to push it back to Desereau for control, but not hard enough, and it's intercepted by Barry. Barry on the far side. Some speed on the far side for the Hornets. Moved the ball well down the far side and just saved before it went out of bounds. Bullrich picks it up and clears up for Desereau. Desereau blocked, can't get out. Hornets fighting for the ball, and it's a hard shot that goes wide and hits the side of the net. That'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. Plattsburgh showed right there that they have some very, very good speed. And a fine, hard shot. Intercepted by the Hornets, and here they come, and it'll be a trip just outside the 18. Very dangerous place. The Hornets trying to put the ball in play quickly. And that looks like number 24 is going to take it, Beth Rogers. Rogers with a nice shot, saved by Carden, and it's cleared out. A perfect save, and Carden is there on the money to stop a real good shot by Rogers, and she paid back the Hornets for that great shot that Sample made, that Waldron made the save. A little pushing and shoving, finally out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Plattsburgh.
Are we going to sit back there?
Inside the box. It's a rugby scrum. Who's going to get the shot off? Desereau clears to the far side, but not out. And here come the Hornets. Trying to control it, goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Plattsburgh. No, I changed that. It must have been a push call. It'll be a direct kick. And this is even better than a corner kick, because she has an angle to do either pass or fire right on the net. Stopped by Trombley and cleared out by Sample onto the far side. Northeastern back on their heels a little bit in the last couple of minutes. Hornets putting on a lot of pressure.
Step it up, Cougars!
Cougars were living in the Hornet zone until that quick run down the far side, and I think that was Jabot that made that run. And since that time, in the last 2 or 3 minutes, it's been all Plattsburgh, and the Hornets putting on a lot of pressure with another corner kick.
Come on, Cougars! Go, Cougars! Yeah! 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 Go over here. No. Okay.
Another corner kick deflected off 2 players. Finally, Trombley is the last one to touch it. It'll be another corner kick, and that was a dangerous play. Trombley just standing just off that post, off the near post, and it deflected just wide. It could have just as easily deflected into the net.
Let's go, Cougars!
Second shot is low and easily taken by LaFountain. Over the head of Sample, and Sample still trying to control. Pushed off the ball by number 12, Colleen Dooley, and it'll be Northeastern ball. as all teams in this level of play, strong down the center, very strong down the center of the Hornets. Northeastern has to use the wings if they want to penetrate. And there's Bullrich switching it out on the outside for Walter. Walter wants to try and turn it and does, and there's Burtz, but she can't get the shot off. She's knocked down inside the 6. Northeastern still controlling on the far side. Tardif trying to cross it and does. It's in the center and cleared out. Tardif will let it roll, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Burtz just a step off, and it appeared somebody, one of the Hornet defenders, right on her back, wouldn't let her get that shot off. And here comes LaFountain, tries to chip it. Miss kicks off the outside of her foot, but Burtz is there to control. Burtz crosses, and now it's the Cougars that are putting the pressure on. It's finally cleared out. That could have been and is a handball, and it'll be Plattsburgh ball.
Let's go Cougars! Let's go Cougars! Let's go Cougars!
Tardif, chest down, controls to the outside, but it's taken away this time by Dooley. Out of bounds, Northeastern, or rather Plattsburgh ball. 27:44 remaining in the first. Nothing. Both teams have had opportunities.
Go Cougars!
Sample trying to control to Burtz. Burtz pushed off the ball again, but she turns the corner. Trying to get a cross off. Ashley Burtz does. It deflects off a Plattsburgh defender, and it'll be a corner kick for Northeastern.
You guys want this? You can.
Yeah, I do. Get it over here!
I said him because he lives around.
Chipped into the center. Walters there, punches it back to Casey. Casey trying to turn it, and does. It deflects out off a head ball. Casey's still trying to push it in and does to the 6. Cleared out again. Picked up by Sullivan. Now Clark makes a nice move stepping up, and this one is deflected to the far side. Jabbat can't control. That's rather Manabut couldn't control, and the shot finally taken. It'll be a goal kick for Plattsburgh.
Let's go Cougars!
On the far side, LaFountain trying to get the shot off, taken away just as she was swinging her foot. Now Bullrich fights and wins. Marie Bullrich switches fields inside the box, and Waldron comes out to make the stop.
Let's go Cougars, keep it up! Take the ball back!
We're almost 15 minutes into the game, and I'd have to give Northeastern a little bit of an edge. They've probably controlled 10 minutes of the 15, and Plattsburgh controlled the other 5. So Northeastern a little bit of an edge on position, but Plattsburgh with just as many opportunities to score a goal. So pretty even play in that respect. Bullrich breaks it up, gets it to LaFountain. LaFountain with some room in the center. If she can push a ball through, she's taken off the ball nicely. Good defensive play, and Rogers is pushed, and it'll be Plattsburgh ball.
Come on, Cougars, take the ball back! Cougars, be on the ball! Let your pushing, girls!
Barry puts it into the center, intercepted, and punched back out. Here comes a foot race. Burtz on the far side trying to get to the ball to turn it. Screened from the ball. It squirts into the corner, and it's finally out of bounds, and it should be a corner kick for Northeastern. One called it a corner, one called it a goal kick. I guess the corner wins. That was obviously out of bounds off Plattsburgh defender. I think that was, the defender was Barry. And it'll be Northeastern ball. Lady Cougars would purely love to take advantage of this opportunity. Into the center, and it's headed out and finally cleared. LaFountain picks it up outside the 18, takes the shot, and it's headed, and Waldron is right there. I didn't see if it was headed off a Plattsburgh defender or if a Northeastern player got a head on it. It changed direction, but Waldron with a nice stop.
Come on, Marie, stay with it.
Hornets controlling the center and a long pass. Stopped by Trombley, and she'll take it to the far side. Can't control it, goes out of bounds. It'll be a Hornet throw-in.
Come on, Cougar!
Beaten by Boris. A fine play to stop and clear. Taken by Burtz. Burtz in the center. Switches positions with Sample on a through pass. A nice ball to the outside for Walter. If Walter can beat the defender, she'll have a shot. She gets by one. Finally gets the shot off. It's deflected and cleared. Now LaFountain waited a little too long and finally took the shot. It'll go wide, and it'll be a goal kick for the Hornets.
Good hustle, Cougar!
That pass from Burtz to Walter, a great idea. Almost worked. The ball just had a little bit of backspin, and Walter couldn't let it roll by her so she could run up to it. But a fine play. And that could have been a call, but Herdick held the whistle, figuring that Northeastern had position and had the ball. And now the call finally made. And they need to give 10 yards. Clark should ask for that 10 yards, but she puts it in play. Bounces on the 6, and Waldron makes the stop.
Come on, Cougars, keep it up now.
Stopped by LaFountain, but it gets too far in front of her. And here come the Hornets. Davis punches through, but Bulris going to get there first. Bulris turns it twice through two players and finally punches it into the center. Sample gets there first. A through pass intended for Burtz, stopped. LaFountain is there to keep it going, but just put it behind Ashley Burtz, and she couldn't turn quick enough to control the ball, and it's cleared out. Now Desereau out of bounds. Plattsburgh throw in. Get by one, now two. Trombley the last one, and she takes it to the outside. Debbie Trombley, a nice play. Punched the ball to the outside. It did go out of bounds before she was able to clear it, and it'll be a corner kick for the Hornets. First goal in this contest is going to be very, very big because both teams extremely good defensively. So if you get a 1-0 lead in this game, it's going to be very hard for the other team to come back, because I would believe that both coaches would sacrifice a little offense, go on strict defense, and just use offense as a counterpunch. Although in many cases that gets a team in a lot of trouble. You use what got you there. Nice play. Last defender back. If that gets over her head, Northeastern's got a rush. And a hold is called. Plattsburgh player with her arm up.
Let's go!
And it'll be Northeastern ball. Clark wants to go far post here, and she does. Could have been obstruction, headed by Burtz and cleared out by the Hornets. I think that was Jabot or Cablet. Oh, it's a tough one. Out of bounds, Northeastern throw-in. Down to 19:28 remaining in this first. 0-0 is our score. Hornets step up nicely and control the ball into the center. Stopped by Bulris. Bulris. Shoulders being thrown. Nothing called, and finally it is, and it goes against Northeastern. I would have sworn that would have been the other way. Hornets go outside, a nice ball. Desereau needs to just let it roll out of bounds, and she does. It'll be Northeastern throwing. Hornets still control after the header. Down the far side. They'll get a cross off. Stopped by Trombley, and she clears up the wing. Sample is there, controls to the outside, knocked out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. I stand corrected again. I thought that ball was out off a Plattsburgh player. Turned out it was off Northeastern. And Plattsburgh throws it in. Hornets still penetrating. Trombley goes down. Hornets still controlling. Finally get the cross off, and what's the call going to be? It's a push or offsides. Offsides is called. It'll be Northeastern's ball. 17:34 remaining in the first. 0-0 our score. Out of bounds, and the Hornets will do it again.
Let's go!
Plunged out and right back in again. Trombley is there, and she clears out into the center, but there are the Hornets playing position well to control and push back down the wing. Kavanaugh defending. Out of bounds off Desero, and it'll be another throw-in for the Hornets. Chipped into the center. Clark gets there, trying to clear, gives way for Bullrus, and Bullrus puts it up for Walter. Walter guarded from behind and pushed from behind, and that's what the call is going to be.
Come on, big run now, Cougars!
A through pass stopped by Manabut and cleared back up into the center. Trombley should get there first and does, but missed kicks. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll be a Hornet throw-in. Could have been a handball, not called. Was kind of incidental. Sample with a nice move to try and control, but there are the Hornets that dump it right back in again. Dooley. Trombley clears out off Walter into the center. Taken by Casey. Casey tries to put a through pass and does. It's a foot race, but punched just wide. Good defensive play by Chabot. And out of bounds, it'll be a goal kick for the Hornets. Okay, Maggio, Cablet. We're trying, folks. We're trying. Dutil into the game for Northeastern. And it goes off her, out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Hornets. Out of bounds again, and this one is off Plattsburgh. It'll be Northeastern throw-in, and Cougars lost a little opportunity there. Hornets, I think, thought the ball was out of bounds off Northeastern. They all started moving up the field, and the fullbacks were not in position for that throw-in. If Northeastern made a break, they could have penetrated deep before the Hornets even knew what was happening. And it'll be another throw-in for Northeastern. Brenda Bailey also into the game for the Lady Cougars. Sample tries to control to the outside, too far out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Plattsburgh, down to 13:54 remaining in this first half.
Cougars, take the ball now, let's go!
And right through the center, here come the Hornets. A through pass intended, but broken up by Trombley. Hornets passing well. Their passes in good spots, passing the open parts of the field. Shot taken, but it's blocked by Tardif. Now Walter gets there, carries into the center, and pushed down the wing, intended for Tardif. But the Hornets get there first. Dooley off a deflection. Northeastern still maintains control, and it's finally cleared out by Cablet. Now Walter trying to control on the near side. It's finally out of bounds off Plattsburgh, and it'll be a Northeastern throw-in. Sample trying to turn it, kicks it to the far side. Dutil gets there, can't get the shot off. Now LaFountain does. LaFountain tries to turn it and does. Makes a nice move. Gets the shot off, but it's headed out by Cablet. On the far side, Hornets trying to penetrate. They do to midfield. It's stopped by Desiree, but goes out of bounds.
Come on, Cougars, step it up!
A nice throw, and it gets by everybody except Trombley, and she clears up on the far side. Plattsburgh marking up well. You can see every time a Northeastern player gets near the ball, there's a Plattsburgh player right on her back. Plattsburgh marking up extremely well early in this contest. Now Sample a through pass for Dutil on the far side. Dutil tries to turn it and does, right into the center. Sample knocked down, and I think we're going to have something called. I was expecting the call to go against Plattsburgh, and I think it has, but that's inside the box as far as I can see. It'll be a direct kick. Here comes Northeastern with the shot. And LaFountain trying to get the shot off. Waldron out of the net, and it's finally cleared out by Cablet. Oh my goodness. Back inside, Tardif tries to turn it. Deflects deeper into Plattsburgh zone and cleared out again. And the Hornets clear it off Tardif, and it'll be a Plattsburgh throw-in. Northeastern came that close to getting the first goal of the game. Off a deflection to LaFountain. LaFountain in the center, goes far side, it's stopped. Double teamed, and she still clears it. Now LaFountain can't control, and here come the Hornets. On to the near side for McShaw. LaFountain takes it. LaFountain knocked down, and it's cleared to the near side. This should go out of bounds, and does. It'll be Northeastern throw-in right at midfield. Ashley Burt's back into the game for Northeastern. Walter trying to take it wide, and it's knocked out of bounds by Winnick, and it'll be a Northeastern throw-in. Down to 10 minutes remaining in this first half. Very, very well played game, and there again, right on her back, number 14, Christine Winnick, playing very, very tight defense on Ashley Walter. Bullris goes far side. Burt's is there. Walter is there. Shot finally taken, and Waldron with the stop. Ball was bouncing about knee high, and Dutil just couldn't get enough of it. And a very dangerous situation turned into a nice save by Waldron. Bullris carries near side. Marie Bullris still in control. She'll get a shot off, and she goes far side, stopped by Burt's. And the shot is finally taken. I couldn't tell if it was Dutil or Burt's that got the shot off, but Waldron with the stop. And another good play by the Lady Cougars. Marie Bullris with a fine play, grabbing that ball at midfield and taking it all the way down to put a fine pass across to the far post.
Good job, good job.
Out of bounds off Rogers, and it'll be Northeastern throw-in.
Get it in.
Walter heads into the center, and here it comes. A dangerous throw. Bullris gets it. When you make a throw like that, straight across the field out into the middle, you have to be very careful, because Plattsburgh running towards the ball and Northeastern running the other direction. If Plattsburgh intercepts and puts a through pass, it's going to be a real dangerous time for Northeastern. I'd rather see throw-ins going down the wing.
Turn it in!
LaFountain may get a shot, double teamed and knocked down, and the Hornets come away with the ball. Pass to the far side. It should go out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Headed by Bailey. Down the wing. Burtzett gets there, but can't keep it in. And the Hornets will throw it in again. Broken up. And the Hornets get it right back again through the center, and Clark is there to chip high. Head it right back out again. Tardif switches fields over for Burtz. It gets by everybody except Cablet, and she'll put it out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Dutil chips deeper into Plattsburgh zone, but too far, and it'll be a goal kick for the Hornets.
Find the back of the net, Cougars. Let's go. You're more aggressive.
Hornets with a short kick, stopped by LaFountain, but she can't control, and the Plattsburgh Hornets have it on the far side, and it'll go out of bounds. Northeastern substitutions, Jess Campbell into the game, Brandy Sample back in, and on the far side, three of them came in. I'll have to wait and see. I think that's Megan Casey. Megan Casey also into the game for Northeastern. Dutil to the outside to Casey. Casey chips through, but it's headed right out again. That's where the Hornets are the strongest, right through the center. Northeastern has to wait until they're deeper into the wing before they cross. That's where all their good opportunities are coming from. Broken up, and here comes Bullrus. Bullrus again through the center if Sample can get there. Walter does, and Waldron comes out to make the stop just before Burns can get the shot off. As the play developed, I thought it might have been better if Walter just let it roll past her and have Sample pick it up here on the near side, but as it turned out, that was a nice cross that just missed. Pushed in the center, no call. Rogers up the wing, out of bounds, and it'll be Plattsburgh throw, and we're down to 5 minutes, actually 5:10 remaining in this first half. And here come the Lady Hornets. Through pass blocked by Clark, out of bounds. Bullrus out of bounds, and the Hornets will do it again. A nice throw in over the head of everybody, but Trombley gets there first and pushes up in through the center. Burtz has Walter streaking down the near side. If she can put a through pass, she does, but it's off the foot of Cablet. Burtz gets it back, pushes into the center. Now Campbell pushes through. Sample has an opportunity, gets the shot off of Waldron with another great save. Outstanding play on both ends. Great passing by the Lady Cougars. A perfect through pass from Campbell to Sample. Sample got the shot off, and Waldron with a great diving save. And this is exciting soccer here at Northeastern. LaFountain's corner deflected to the 6 and then cleared out. LaFountain gets there, tries to switch fields. It's just at the 18, headed in by Casey and cleared to the near side by the Hornets. For a second, the Hornets looked a little rattled, but then they calmly cleared it out. Bullrus back to Trombley for control, and Trombley back. A good header by Cablet.
Get the ball!
Rugby scrum in the center of the field. Who wants it? Hornets come away with it. And Jaja Cablet punches to the far side. Out of bounds will be Northeastern throw-in.
Let's get one this half, Cougars, come on!
Desero missed kicks, and it's picked up by the Hornets, but it goes out of bounds. It'll be another throw-in for Northeastern. Plattsburgh missing an opportunity there. Off Burtz, out of bounds, and this will be a Plattsburgh throw-in. Down the wing, Desero is there first. Tries to turn it, punches it to the inside, and finally controls it out, but not deep enough. And here come the Hornets. Shot taken, and Carden with the stop. Punch near side if it stays in bounds. And it's out of bounds off Campbell, and it'll be Plattsburgh throw-in. This first half is going to be known as the half of the goalies. Both goalies making some great stops, particularly Waldron for Plattsburgh on some great shots. by Steph Sample. And a shot by Burtz and a shot by Duto. Some great goaltending here tonight at Northeastern. In the first half, still nothing, but the Hornets knocking on the door. They had a couple of real good opportunities off corner kicks earlier in the game. And here comes another one, stopped by Tremblay. It stays in bounds and cleared, but into the center by LaFountain. And finally shot wide, and a missed opportunity. I'll get that number in a second. I think that is number 17. That's Jaja Cablet. And she put her head up and just shook it, and she wanted that one back. She had an excellent opportunity off a misplay by Northeastern. Winnick with the throw-in, stopped by Boris. It goes deeper, and Tardif clears up. Sample on the near side, pushed, but she still controls, tries to turn it, and there it is, off out of bounds off Cablet, and with 26 seconds remaining, Northeastern with opportunity here to get a corner off. A perfect corner right at the 6. Here comes Boris, and she missed kicks to the far side out of bounds. And Northeastern misses a golden opportunity there. Marie Boris in the same boat as Jaja Cablet. After she took the shot, she shook her head. She knew that she missed it. She missed the opportunity, but a fine first half by both teams. Good soccer here, good play, good midfield play, and excellent goaltending. And we'll be back for the second half.
Yours truly wasn't told about this. We weren't made aware that this would be taking place. I'm glad we didn't make other plans at halftime. Let's listen in.
This is our last home game, and it's time to not only honor our seniors tonight, but the parents of our seniors tonight. And everyone here appreciates the fact that all the fans come to the game, and nobody appreciates it more than the senior girls, especially in our last home game. And so, Nicole Tardif, parents Agnes and Ron.
Nicole Tardif and her parents Agnes and Roger Tardif from Isle Mont. Stephanie Sample, Betty and Ernie Sample. Stop into the Blue Note. Dinner's on the samples tonight. Lisa Robert, Cindy and Gerald Robert.
Adriana Maroney, parents Moira and Dave Leduc, and Robert Maroney.
Adriana Maroney, Leduc. Boris and the parents, Mike and Lisette Boris. Oh, Hopefully brother Jesse is playing for the Flyers right now. It is Josie Gilroy, the coach, and the seniors honoring their parents. I don't know, she went into the stands. I don't know what happened up there.
Just want to tell Mr. Gilroy and thank you for always coming to our games. It's very much appreciated by all of us.
Honoring Mr. Gilroy. It's called making points with the coach. And we give the coach a flower too.
Thank you very much.
That's it for the halftime festivities.
Keep picky.
Bring the feet home. Come on.
Well, that was a very nice senior night. Always a mixed emotion type night. You're happy that your child is graduating. They're going into the next level. But also very sad that this is the last home game that they will be playing in for Northeastern. They will go as far as the team goes this year, whether it's to regionals or sectionals, regionals, or states, but that's it. Once the season is over, those young ladies in their senior year will never put on a uniform here at Northeastern again, at least in soccer. But the second half is underway. That first half was chock full of some good offense and some great goaltending. And here come the Hornets. The cross is right there, stopped by Desero, but it doesn't go out deep enough, and the shot is taken, and it's just wide. Still in bounds. And Casey comes away with the ball, pushes it out, and now Burt's pushed on the near side, and it's going to be Northeastern ball. Hornets are playing some very, very aggressive defense here. Manabat out of bounds. It'll be Northeastern throw-in.
Keep it going, Cougars. Let's go. Beat him to the ball.
Casey down the wing. If it stays in bounds, it does not, and it'll be Plattsburgh ball. Stopped by Casey. She has some room in the center. Pushes through for Sample. Sample comes away with it, but steps on the ball and can't do anything with it. Now LaFountain, and it's cleared near side. Desero lets it roll out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in. Nice play. Kind of faked like she was going to try and keep it in, and then let it go. And now the Hornets, Cablet into the center. Picked up by Sullivan, but it's cleared.
Get the ball out of there, Cougars.
Trombley comes near side. Bulris makes a nice move to get by one and goes down the wing, but it's off the back of Megan Casey out of bounds. Manabat throws into Barry, and Barry into the center. Clark is there, breaks that up and clears it up for Sample. Sample trying to get by and does. If she can stay on this far side, or near side rather. Great defense. A great defensive play by number 12, Colleen Dooley, to catch up to Sample and not allow her to turn the ball. She gets the call for the push. No, I'm sorry, it's a corner kick. But a fine defensive effort by Colleen Dooley. That's the kind of play we've seen.
Get the ball back!
Kick headed out to the 18, headed right back in and cleared. Clark takes the shot and it's wide. And Burt's with some fine effort keeps the ball in bounds. Finally goes out of bounds, and it'll be another corner kick for Northeastern. Ashley Burt's with a great effort to keep that ball, and not only keep the ball in bounds, but to put it out of bounds off a Plattsburgh defender and get Northeastern there. second corner kick in the second half. LaFountain, and it goes out of bounds. Another wasted opportunity. Northeastern doesn't want to waste too many of those against this very tough Plattsburgh team.
Come on, get it back, get in the center, Ashley. You gotta push, Cougars.
When you get up to this level, two well-coached, very talented teams, it's the team that makes the least mistakes that'll come out on top. A beautiful throw. Sample trying to get there. Waldron blocks it out, and it's finally cleared by the Hornet defense and cleared out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. A great play. Waldron very, very aggressive in net for Plattsburgh. Has turned away some great shots off the foot of Sample. And it'll be a goal kick for Plattsburgh.
Take the ball back.
Ball gets through far side, and here come the Hornets. Broken up by Desereau. And there's Bullris to clear deep into Plattsburgh zone. I think that is Cablett that stood back there and cleared. Ball straight up in the air. Sample comes away with it. There's a Plattsburgh player down, and the clock will stop for this injury, and she isn't moving. I don't know what she's getting up now. I think that's number 24, Beth Rogers. Went down hard. I didn't see what kind of contact. Clark heard it. Looks like he sees some blood, maybe hit in the mouth or the nose. But Rogers off the field under her own power.
Let's find the back of the net, Cougars!
And it'll be an indirect, I believe, to start the ball back up again. Walter to Bullris, and Bullris fires wide.
Come on, girl, get it back, let's go! Come on, Cougars!
A weak goal kick. We saw Brandy Sample score a goal just the other night on the same type of play, a weak goal kick that she corralled just outside the 18 and punched it into the net for Northeastern. And that was almost the same type of play, but the Plattsburgh defender too close to her to allow her any room. And here comes Northeastern, but stopped again. Right down through the center. Trombley should get there first and does. Clears up on the far side for Walter. Walter defended nicely by Winicky. Sample gets by one, can't get by the second. Cablett punches out of bounds. It'll be another Northeastern throw-in. Northeastern with no players in the wing. Thrown in inside the box. Sample gets there. Can't get the shot off, and it's finally cleared out. And the Hornets on the far side, broken up by Clark. Clark down the wing for Walter and cleared out again. Bullris in the center, makes a nice move, has some room. Gets the shot off, it goes through Sample and finally cleared out. Casey missed kicks. Sample trying to turn it. Step over move, finally gets the shot off and it's cleared out again. Finally taken by Walter and cleared out. Northeastern peppering the Plattsburgh goal, but can't get anything through that stingy Hornet defense. Sample, now Burtz takes a shot. It's rolling wide and Waldron controls, says that's enough of this. Hornets control in the center. They go far side. LaFountain is there, lets it roll out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Lauren Cavanaugh into the game for Northeastern, and also a second player came in. I think that is Jess Campbell on the far side. And a long clearing pass, well beyond midfield. Stopped by Clark, picked up by Bulris. Bulris into the center. Cavanaugh gets there. Tries to get by the defense. The ball does, but not far enough. But Burt's coming back. Controls on the near side. She wants to go right down the wing. Pushes it to Sample. Sample turns it back inside. Tries to cross, but miskicks as she falls down, and it's picked up by the Hornets. That was Davis, Sarah Davis, that intercepted that crossing attempt. And now Clark down the wing for Walter. Walter turns it. Tries to get a cross off and does. It's just at the 18. Stopped by Casey. Casey to... I think that was LaFountain who just fired wide, and another great opportunity for Northeastern. Hornets come near side, get by 1 and 2. Now LaFountain in the center, pushes it off a deflection, and it's cleared into the center by Rogers. Rogers back into the game. I think that was Rogers that went out. She must have taken care of whatever problem, and she's back into the game. That's good to see. A long throw over the head of the Hornets, out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick for Northeastern.
Let's get the movement!
And out of bounds, and another wasted opportunity for Northeastern.
Put the ball back, Cougars!
Headed down by Sample, but she can't control, and there's, I think that's Cablet, Jaja Cablet, to clear it out. Hard to see the Plattsburgh numbers on the far side of the field. So naturally, most of the play has been on the far side of the field, just to make my life a little easier. Sample will get there first and does. She has Burtz on the near side. Off a deflection, it squirts into the center. Picked up by Campbell. Campbell down the wing for Clark. Broken up and out of bounds, and it should be a Northeastern throw-in. Headed right out again. Bulris gets there, takes a hard shot that goes wide. Burtz is there if she can turn it back. Ashley Burtz makes a move, cuts it back into the center. It's broken up and cleared. Now Bulris still trying to control. Could be in a handball and is. Direct kick for the Hornets. Down to 28:04 remaining in the second half. We went through a 0-0 tie in the JV game, double overtime. And we're hoping that that doesn't happen here at the varsity level. Burtz gets by Hyatt, crossed into the center, redirected by Walter, and there's Waldron again with a great save. A beautiful cross. And Walter there to one-time the ball, ticket it to the far side of the net, and Waldron with a great save. That is probably the fourth, maybe even the fifth great save by Danielle Waldron for Plattsburgh. And she has definitely kept the Hornets into this game. Hornets playing well, very well defensively, but Northeastern with some great opportunities and great shots, and Waldron had to be real good to stop them, and she was. Desereau cuts it back, but there's another defender right there. Now Bulris comes near side for Burtz. Burtz tries to cut it through, and there's the shot, and it's just wide again. Waldron didn't touch that one, but that one was just wide of the near post. And that last shot taken by, I can't see if that's Margie Fay that took that last shot. Kavanaugh on the near side. Two Plattsburgh defenders. Kavanaugh gets by them. Tries to get a cross off and does. Burtz is there, but she stepped on top of the ball and then turns it. Finally gets the shot off that hits the side of the net, and it'll be another goal kick for the Hornets.
Come on, Cougars!
Goal kick stopped by Walter. She's trying to control on the far side and does, but it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw in for Plattsburgh. Northeastern needs to hustle back. Hornets had an opportunity to pass it down, only two Northeastern defenders in position, but they hesitated, and now Lady Cougars able to recover. Out of bounds, and Northeastern will throw it in. Lady Cougars quickly try and get into the play. Faye down the wing. Gets the cross off, and it goes behind the net, and it'll be a goal kick for the Hornets.
Ashley, take it in the middle, go up in the middle.
Cougars flooding that far side. It's stopped by Walter and cleared out, but not far. Here comes Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh miskicked, and it's picked up by Manabat. Now Burtz cuts it back into the center, taken by LaFountain. LaFountain with a left-footed shot. And Waldron comes out but doesn't control. And there's a rugby scrum on the far side. Players flying all over the place, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick for Northeastern. Lady Cougars not having much success tonight with their corners. They've had 3 or 4 corner kicks that went out of bounds, and others that just didn't seem to click. They moved Tremblay up to get some height inside the box, and Clark will take the corner just outside the 18, headed in by Walter and cleared out. Desereau gets there, gets a weak shot off. Faye tries to turn it and does to the 18. Kavanaugh with the shot, deflects back. Faye shoots and it just goes wide.
All right, Cougars! Go, Cougars!
Right out in the center, Northeastern has had the opportunities, and they're putting a lot of pressure on the Hornets in the last few minutes, but here comes Plattsburgh. This is what Northeastern has to worry about. If they get too involved with their offense and don't get back quick enough on defense, Plattsburgh's quite capable with their speed of scoring a goal off a counterattack. Now Burtz tries to go down a wing and does to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh, if she can keep it in bounds, she'll get a cross off, but nice defense in it where it's blocked. Burtz intercepts the clearing pass, crosses inside the 18. Sample tries to get a shot off, but can't get through the defense. I think that was Winicky. Kavanaugh gets a weak shot off. Too many people in front, and it's cleared right out again. Desereau trying to control, punches it into the center. Nobody there except Hornets, and it's pushed down the field, picked up by Martindale. Now, number 27, Davis. Davis goes far side, broken up by Clark, but Davis still controlling. Tries to cross, and it's taken by Boris. Boris trying to go up through the middle. Backed up by Campbell, and Campbell left foot's a pass up for Sample. Sample gets by one, but can't get by the second. I think that is Cablet. Number 16, Majo Cablet. Able to clear out. Now Walter tries to tip one to Sample, but it's intercepted and cleared, and here comes Campbell. Up through the center, Cablet stops that one, but it's cleared out again. Gannon gets by one. Desereau, tenacious defense, won't let the ball go through the center. Now LaFountain goes up the wing for Burtz. And there's Cablet again, playing great defense. Out of bounds, it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Down the wing for Burtz, broken up, but it deflects to LaFountain. LaFountain with a through pass for Walter. Sample and Walter going there off a deflection. It goes deeper into Plattsburgh zone, but cleared out. Kavanaugh The ball's right outside the 18. Walters there, gets the shot off, and it's headed right out, and I think we've got an offside. That was a dangerous play, not an offsides, and it'll be an indirect for the Hornets. With all the yelling and screaming from the fans and my own excitement, I guess, I didn't hear the whistle. Now Burt's on the near side. Burt's is having some success on the near side, gets the cross off, and Waldron comes out to make the stop. A fine play. If Waldron doesn't come out, Northeastern has two very capable forwards in Brandy Sample and Ashley Walter. They can put the ball in the net. Now Desereau tries to turn it and does. Getting the ball away from Martindale. Push from behind, and it'll be Northeastern ball. Bulris goes far post. If Sample can get there, she does, but the ball bouncing just too high. Just too high. It was above the waist. She couldn't get the shot off. She tried to chest it down, but it just squirted past her and out of bounds for a goal kick. Northeastern substitutions, I think it's Brenda Bailey and Megan Casey back into the game. Still in the front, miskicked and cleared out. Hornets on the far side. Cablet down the wing, I think that's Cablet. It's hard to see the numbers, as I said, on the far side. And here's a break for Plattsburgh. Coming in on the far side. It's a foot race. Desereau gets there to try and take the ball away and does nicely and clears up. But the Hornets, Rogers pushes it right back in again to the 18, and it's cleared up. Casey with a nice move to keep the ball coming to the near side. Has Burtz, tries to get a ball up, and it's a nice ball to Ashley Burtz. If she puts on a burst and gets by, and she does if she wants to get a cross off, but it just goes out of bounds, and it may be, and it is, a goal kick.
Come on, Cougars!
Charge, boy, take charge!
Goal kick gets through to Barry. Barry gets by Desereau. Barry has a wing out here, a wide open Cablet. She decides to go through the center. Clark should get there first, gives way to Cardin. Cardin picks it up. 17:54 remaining in the second half, still scoreless. Picked up by Manabat. Now Burtz. Stopped by Manabat. Goes down the wing for Cablet. Desereau cuts it up the wing. A nice ball. It goes out of bounds for a Plattsburgh throw-in. Desereau stops, deflects into Bulris. Bulris turns it up. But the Hornets still applying pressure. Cablet punches in just outside the 18, picked up and crossed. Here come the Hornets, just in front of the far wing. I think that is Barry. A fine effort by the Hornets, just didn't click. And another ball that goes right through. Here it comes, and it's in the net. The Hornets score, and a heartbreaker for Northeastern. 1-0 Plattsburgh with 16:50 remaining. Plattsburgh draws first blood at the 24:10 mark of the second half. Jenny Manabat with the goal. I didn't get the assist, but it was a fine cross from the far side that rolled into the center, and all she did was redirect it past Chantel Cardin for a 1-0 Plattsburgh lead, and the Northeastern's going to have to open it up. And as what normally happens, because the Cougars have controlled much of this second half, played much of the second half in the Plattsburgh zone, only to have Danielle Waldron, who is playing just absolutely fantastic in the net for Plattsburgh, make some great saves. Now Northeastern with a hole. They've dug themselves a hole. Actually, Plattsburgh has dug the hole for them. have to come back, and they know that they're going to have to score at least one goal to tie in the next 16 minutes and 6 seconds. And of course, they're going to have to score 2 goals to win. Northeastern with plenty of time, doesn't need to panic, but they need to try and control the ball, and they couldn't do it on the far side, and it'll be Plattsburgh throw in. Hornets have gotten some energy from that goal, and they're controlling the ball deep in Northeastern's territory. Another cross, cleared but not out. Chipped high in the air inside the box, and it'll be a push called against the Hornets, and it'll be Northeastern ball. This will show what kind of guts the Northeastern Cougars have. Finding themselves down 1-0 is an unusual place for the Lady Cougars this year. They've usually led in their games. So they're going to find themselves down 1-0. We'll see how they react to being down. Again, with 14 minutes and 45 seconds remaining, still plenty of time. Northeastern can still get a goal. Quite capable of putting a lot of goals on the board quickly. Now Walter still controls through the center and push a pass through if Sample can get there, but she's pulled off the ball by Winicky. Winicky with her arm way up to keep Sample from turning the ball. Not called, and finally the call goes against Northeastern. I can see a defender, in fact, playing defense myself, I can understand a defender using a hip or even using a shoulder to slow a player down, but when that arm comes up to shoulder length to hold a player back, that has to be called. Now Clark on the far side. Can't control. Here come the Lady Hornets. Tardif missed kicks, and the Hornets regain control. Now Desiro on the far side to Clark. Clark up the wing, but it's blocked. And the shot is taken, and Carden with the stop.
Let's go!
Hornets with all the energy in the world. That goal has just set a fire under Plattsburgh. And Northeastern back on their heels. Bulris controls on the far side. Broken up. Bulris still trying to control, and does. Up the wing, but it goes out of bounds, and it'll be Plattsburgh throw in. Bailey chips high and out of bounds, and it'll be another throw in for the Lady Hornets. 12:56 remaining in the second half. 1-0 Plattsburgh. A big moral victory if Plattsburgh can hold on now. A big moral victory, sending them into sectional play. Northeastern, of course, won't face the Hornets in the sectionals, Plattsburgh being a Class B school and Northeastern a Class C school, but this is when teams, after the CVAC is already sewn up, and it is in this case Northeastern being the CVAC winners, Plattsburgh using this opportunity to really get themselves tuned up for sectional play. And a great moral victory, knowing that the Hornets can beat this Northeastern squad who is the CVAC champs.
Let's go! Let's go!
But we're still 11 minutes and 53 seconds away from that. Northeastern still can come back, but it's going to take a lot of work against these energized Hornets. Out of bounds, and it'll be Plattsburgh throw in.
That's right, White!
Down the wing, Bulris against 2 Hornets, and the Hornets come away with the ball. Davis trying to get a cross off, but there's Trombley to take it. Has some room and punches it up the wing. Pass Dutil. Sample coming back. Both players collide. No call. Kavanaugh trying to get it up the wing and does. But there's Cablett to clear out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Sample wants to go down the wing quickly, but subs are coming in. Ashley Burt's back into the game for Northeastern. Cougars surrounded by Hornets, and it goes out of bounds. Northeastern will do it again.
Come on, let's go!
Throw in, headed right out again to Davis, and Davis missed kicks into the center. Gannon tries to keep it going. It deflects deeper into Northeastern zone. I think that deflected off Walter. Ashley Walter trips, then tries to control, pushes it into the center. And there's Bullris to clear up the midfield, but the Hornets right back in. This one goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. 10 minutes. We're down to 10 minutes. Still plenty of time left for Northeastern, but time is running a little short. They want to do something quickly before desperation sets in, and they have to move their defense up into the offensive flow, which of course is going to open them up for a Plattsburgh counterattack. But it doesn't matter if you lose 1-0 or 2-0. It's still a loss in the column.
Get it out of there, Cougars! Get it out!
Stopped by LaFountain, who has some room in the center. She needs to carry a little bit. Challenge now, and she puts it on the near wing for Burt's. Burt's pushed off the ball, and it goes out of bounds, and it'll be Plattsburgh throw-in. Northeastern fans getting a little edgy as they see the clock winding down. Northeastern running out of time. Of course, Cougar fans not used to losing. Northeastern lost their first league game this year when they lost to AuSable earlier in the season, and this will be the only their second league loss in probably, I don't know, 3 years. LaFountain trying to get a cross off, makes a nice move and crosses to the 18. Contact, and Plattsburgh clears. Clark to the far side. Gannon gets there first. Gannon controls. Nice play. Down the wing, broken up by Bullris. Gannon again fighting for it and gets it back. Bullris goes down. Gannon over top of her, and the ball's still in play. Gannon still fighting for it on the far side. Bullris gets there and clears up into the middle, but Rogers is the only one there. Rogers gets it to Winicky. I've just been informed, I forgot about that. The NAC did beat the Lady Cougars in Ellenburg, so this will be their first home loss in about 3 years.
The death blade.
So, of course, Cougar fans not used to losing here at Northeastern. And it goes out of bounds, and it'll be another throw-in for the Hornets. 7 minutes now. 7 minutes remaining. Lady Cougars have only 7 minutes to get a goal in behind Waldron. Desereau tries to cross, or tries to clear and can't. Trombley will. Up the wing, out of bounds, and another throw-in for the Lady Hornets. Hornets in the driver's seat now. They can take their time on each direct kick or goal kick or throw in. They can let some time tick off the clock. Stopped by Clark, but it's not out. Finally shot by Manabut, and it'll go out of bounds. Trombley stopped by the Hornets again. Again, after that goal, Plattsburgh has just been supercharged. Nice step up by Hyatt, and right in the center, and Trombley's out. Clears it out to the far side, out of bounds, and it'll be another throw-in for the Lady Hornets. Again, Lady Hornets, after that goal, just supercharged, beating Northeastern to the ball.
Let's go! Get fired up!
Your time is running out!
Headed out by Walter. There's a lot of space up there. Ashley Walter with some speed, but can't catch up to it before the Hornets do. Now, I think that's Campbell, punches up on the far side. Cablet gets there and punches it out of bounds, and Northeastern trying to get the ball behind Waldron. Headed out. Walter tries to cross it, and it's headed out again. Clark chips to the far side. Waldron comes out and controls the ball.
Come on, Cougars, keep the pressure up!
Campbell could have been, not called. And the Hornets control. Back to midfield, Plattsburgh still controlling. Trombley deep on the near side. Tries to push it up the wing, but it goes out of bounds. And another throw-in for Plattsburgh. 4.5 minutes remaining. And Plattsburgh will continue to sub. Smart play. They'll continue to sub every time they get an opportunity to waste another couple of seconds off the clock. Could be a handball, and at this time it's going to be called. Northeastern wants to put the ball in play quickly. They don't want to use up any more time than they have to. Push from behind, not called. Sample can't control, and it's dumped right back in again by Cablet. Now Clark goes down the wing. Walter is there. Walter gets by one, gets by two. Ashley Walter gets the shot off, and it's in the net. Ashley Walter ties the game up with 3 minutes and 49 seconds remaining. And Ashley Burtz is down. After that goal was scored, I followed the ball, so I didn't see what kind of contact Ashley had on this near side. Walter put the ball in the net to tie this game up at the 36-11 mark of the second half, but immediately Clark Herdick blew the whistle and stopped the clock. This clock obviously already stopped for the goal, but he called for an injury time for Ashley Burtz, and she looks like she's in quite a bit of distress on her left ankle or knee. A couple of anxious parents.
You're fired up, Cougars!
Dr. Southwick is out. Again, a couple of anxious parents. John and Sharman right here, only about 10 yards or so from their daughter, who apparently is in a lot of pain. Now we'll hope for the best. Well, Ashley Burtz goes off the field under her own power, gives a hug to Ashley Walter, grateful for that tying goal. We'll hope that we see Ashley Burtz again before this game is out, but she's still favoring that right leg, either the ankle or the knee. I'm not sure which. Margie Fay comes into the game to replace Ashley Burtz, and the Hornets, with all their hard work, are going to have to work a little bit harder to try and get that ball behind Carden again. Campbell up the wing, and the Hornets clear, far side. Clark lets it roll out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Down the wing to the goal scorer, Walter. Chipped into the center, and then cleared back into Northeastern territory. Up for Walter. Walter trying to heel it back or turn it, can't. Pushes it into the center to LaFountain. LaFountain wants to switch fields and does. Over to the near side for Fay. It's headed down by Hyatt. Fay knocked down from behind, and it'll be Northeastern direct kick. Bulris chips far post. It's right inside, and Waldron comes out very aggressive again. Danielle Waldron deserves a lot of credit. Has played great as the Plattsburgh goalie tonight. And here come the Hornets. Through pass on the far side. Bulris can't stop her. I didn't get her number. She takes a high shot that goes wide. Stays in bounds. A lot of hustle by the Hornets and finally stopped by Carden. Again, my apologies. I can't see those numbers from the Plattsburgh players on the far side. I, of course, can see Northeastern players because I recognize them even without their numbers. Campbell tries to push one straight up through, but it's stopped by Cablet. Now, off a deflection, Sample goes down. I don't know if she stepped on the ball or just tripped, but she went down hard. And here come the Lady Hornets. Stopped by Clark. Clark up the wing for Walter. Walter trying to keep it in bounds, and does. Turns it. Has some room on the far side. Still controlling the ball. Crosses. LaFountain gets there. Gets a hard shot off, and it's just wide. And every Northeastern fan here followed that ball and just died when it went wide. Great hustle on the part of Northeastern, but they can't get the ball behind Waldron on that play. 1.5 minutes left. Ball, last touch by Fade, goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Plattsburgh.
Come on, Cougars! Win this ball!
Desero down the wing, stopped by Fay. Nice trap, and it punched into the center for Sample. Broken up, but Sample gets it right back again to Campbell. Jess Campbell on the far side for Walter. I don't know if she's going to have any room, and it goes out of bounds. And with 1 minute remaining, that's all we have in regulation. 1 minute. We're going into overtime unless one of these two teams can put the ball in the net again. Broken up by Clark. The ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be another Plattsburgh throw-in. Stopped by Bulris. And Hornets get it right back again down the wing. Trombley is there, and she clears up onto the far side. Stays in bounds, and Walter comes away with it. Ashley Walter with 25 seconds tries to push one through for Sample, but there's Cablet as she was. She's been all game not letting the ball get through. Headed by Barry. And Hornets still in the center of the field trying to control, and they do to the far side with 8 seconds remaining. Trombley clears up, and that should do it. 3, 2, 1, the buzzer sounds, and regulation time is over, and we finish regulation time 1-1, and we'll be back in a minute for overtime. And overtime is underway. Out of bounds off Casey. All right, that must have deflected off a Plattsburgh player because it's Northeastern throw-in. Burt's back into the game. That's good to see. Ashley Burt's crosses into the center over the head of Sample, and it's cleared out, but Campbell is there to punch it near side. Jess Campbell with a lot of hustle, keeping the ball alive for Northeastern. Keeps it in bounds and pushes back for control. Clark is there, but can't get by the Hornet defense. Broken up by Bulris. And Rogers finally controls. Bulris takes it off Rogers. Rogers makes a nice move, cuts it back to the near side, and pushes up. Pass intended for Cablet, but intercepted by Clark and down the wing. Walter can't keep it in. It'll be Plattsburgh throw-in.
Come on, Cougars! Take it right back! Take it back!
Everybody kind of thinking, I guess, along the same lines that I am, that if we were going to have overtime, why not have it one of those earlier games in the season when it was nice weather. Tonight, very chilly, pretty decent wind, and the dampness is going right through everybody. A nice heel back to Walter. Walter with the shot, and Waldron with the stop. Ashley Walter with that left-footed shot, just a little weak on the shot, and Waldron with the save. Desero heads, controls, and kicks back in, but there's Rogers to head it right out again. Now Clark for Sample, arms up, pushing, shoving, and it goes against the Hornets. It'll be Plattsburgh ball. I'm sorry, it'll be Northeastern ball. I'm getting confused here. 8:07 remaining in the first overtime. Bulris goes far side, headed by Sample. Shot taken, and it's over top of the net. Casey just a little too much underneath the ball. Rogers. Push called on the Hornets. And what they were doing in the first half and in the second half in regulation, starting to get called. Bulris pushes it into the 18. Trying to get through. Walter gets it through, gets the shot off, and it's saved again by Waldron. Burt's shot. Waldron stuck her left hand out, deflected the ball high in the air, and Northeastern Sample and Burt's diving in to try and head the ball into the net. And Waldron with a second outstanding save on that play. The first save off Ashley Walter, and the second save off either Burt's or Sample, whoever got the head on the ball. But Waldron definitely playing, she gets 3 stars so far for the night. LaFountain up for Campbell, beaten to the ball by Winnicky. Now Casey comes away with it. Rogers getting up slow. Casey, outstanding defense right there by, look, I think that's Davis, number 25. Stepped over, the ball deflects closer to the net. Sample gets there, gets the shot off, and it's just over top of the net. A great play, great hustle by both players. Waldron coming out, Sample rushing in to try and get the shot off. Some great soccer here at Northeastern on Hometown Cable. Just very, very exciting. This is the type of game that you want to say that you hate to see anybody lose. You know, even though a tie is not extremely satisfying for most athletes, a game like this where both teams are just playing outstanding and in every aspect of the game. It's just a shame that somebody has to lose, but with 5:26 remaining in the first overtime and 10 minutes left in the second overtime, there's still plenty of time for either team or both teams to score some goals. Headed by Burt's. Sample gets by one. Sample slipped. I don't know, I guess the ball may be going out of bounds, and Sample had to try and slide to keep it in. Now Clark still controlling. Clark pushes it through the center, but only Hornets are there, and it's easily cleared out by Cablett. Now Clark, it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw in for Northeastern, or rather for Plattsburgh.
You heard me.
Tardif broken up. Now Bulris trying to keep it out of the center, deflects to Clark, and it finally deflects out of bounds, and it'll be Northeastern throwing. Clark down the wing, stopped by Walter, and the ball was out of bounds, and it'll be Plattsburgh throwing. Winnicky down the wing, Walter off a deflection. Too many players over here on this near side, no place to go with the ball, and Clark switches fields. Kavanaugh gets there, but it gets by both Kavanaugh and Manabat. Burt's goes back for the ball, pushes it up the wing, it's out of bounds, and a throw-in for Plattsburgh, down to 3:35 remaining in this first overtime. Kavanaugh punches it out of bounds, and Plattsburgh will throw it in again. Down the wing, stopped by Desero, but you can't control, and Plattsburgh will do it again. Plattsburgh slowly but surely working their way down the field. And it goes straight through. Hornets are going to get a shot off. but Tardif is there to clear. Tardif knocked down, finally shot, it deflects wide, and it'll be a goal kick, corner kick rather. That deflected off a Northeastern defender, and it'll be a corner kick for Plattsburgh. Plattsburgh has had some great opportunities off the corner, almost scoring twice in the first half. And we'll see if the Lady Cougars are up to this corner, see if they can clear this away from the front of their net. And they didn't have a chance. Plattsburgh wastes an opportunity and knocks the ball out of bounds.
Let's go, Cougars!
Trombley puts the ball in play up in through the center to Sample. Sample keeps it going for Walter. Cablet is back, and she just punches it out of bounds. And it'll be throw in for Northeastern. That's the only thing she could have done. She's the last defender back. If Walter gets by her, Waldron is left all alone. Right in the center. Burtz can't control, just too far in front of her, and Waldron comes out to make the stop. Fine punt into the center. Miskicked. Tardif turns it back for Sample. Sample cuts it to the outside. Nobody there except Hornets. And it should go out of bounds, and it'll be a Plattsburgh throw-in. 1:31 remaining in the first overtime.
Take it right back, Cougars. Let's go!
And here come the Hornets on the far side. Still controlling on the far side. Bullris takes it away and clears up to Kavanaugh off a deflection. Kavanaugh should get there again. Broken up and dumped in by the Hornets. Here they come. Nice move and shot finally taken, and it'll go out of bounds, and it should be a corner kick. We'll see what the call is. Clock is stopped. Rogers getting up very slow. This is the second time Rogers has gone off after an injury. Beth Rogers playing well in the center of the field, controlling the ball for Plattsburgh. As I said, the Hornets very strong. Of course, all the teams at the top of the CVAC and their sectional Class B or Class C sectional areas are very, very strong down the center of the field. Miskicked, and Clark takes it to the near side. And this call goes against Northeastern. I didn't see what it was, whether it was an obstruction or what it was, but the Hornets in a very dangerous spot. Cardan trying to set up her wall. And a hard shot just over the crossbar by number 18, Keely Sullivan. And it'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. 24 seconds remaining in this first overtime.
Let's go!
Northeastern with some time if they can control and push the ball right down again, but Hornets not allowing it. Right back towards the 18.
Get it out of there!
Teams trading head. Miskicked off the back of Clark, and finally Trombley comes away with the loose ball. 3-2-1. First overtime is in the books. Nobody scored. It's still 1-1. We'll be back for the final 10 minutes to see if we can get a winner out of this game. Second overtime underway.
Let's finish it early. Let's go!
And we have 10 minutes left. If neither team can score in the next 10 minutes, we're going to go home with a 1-1 tie. And actually, it's not that bad because both teams played extremely well, have fought so far for 90 minutes, 80 minutes of regulation time, and 10 minutes of overtime. And here comes LaFountain trying to push through for Walter. Walter trying to get a left-footed shot off, then she does, and Waldron is there to stop it.
Take in the center, Elise! Take in the center!
Danielle Waldron, the goalie for Plattsburgh. If this game ends in a tie, the Hornets should come out and give her a big hug, because Northeastern has outplayed the Hornets tonight with many more shots and many more very dangerous shots, and Waldron has just been incredible in goal for the Lady Hornets. Carden not playing bad for Northeastern either, obviously, but Northeastern with much the better and more dangerous opportunities. Carden has made a couple of good saves, and that one goal that went by her, certainly she couldn't be faulted for that. That was a cross that Manabut just kind of redirected, and when it changes directions that fast, it's pretty difficult for a goalie to get their hands on it. But Waldron has stopped shots, absolute bullets, and kept them outside the net. Bunched up in the center, Plattsburgh comes away with it. Punch to the far side to Cablet. Northeastern wants to switch sides here, putting their goal kick out on the right side instead of the left. A nice ball just short of midfield. Sample wants to go straight down the wing, cuts it back into the center too soon, and right into the heart of the Plattsburgh defense. Casey off a deflection, and Waldron comes out to control the ball. Gannon gets there, and Casey out of bounds off Casey, and it'll be Plattsburgh ball.
Take the ball right there, take it!
Out of bounds off Bulris, and Plattsburgh will do it again. Manabut out of bounds off Burtz, and Plattsburgh will do it again. Manabut again. Burtz stops it, gets it to Casey. Casey tries to go back, but it goes deeper into Northeastern zone. Stopped by Bulris. Bulris trying to turn it to the outside. Deeper into Northeastern's territory, double team. She's got to get it out of there. And the push is called, and it'll be Plattsburgh Northeastern ball. Fans calling for a foul, and Tim Sheehan puts his hand up saying, "Take it easy, I've got it under control."
Try that down here now, Janet.
Trombley stopped in the center by Davis. Now LaFountain tries to go up the wing and does, if Burtz can keep it in bounds. Ashley Burtz with a lot of hustle keeps the ball in bounds. She'll get across. Yes, Sample in the center. Burtz chips, and it just goes wide, hits the side of the net. Now the Hornets having more success on the right side of the field. Switch it over. It's headed right back by Sample. Right in the center, and it's finally kicked out by Caplet. Now Casey. Casey crosses over. It goes through Sample. Walter's there, and it's in the net. Ashley Walter gives Northeastern a 1-goal lead.
Get another one, Cougars! Don't let up, Cougars!
Northeastern's second goal scored by Ashley Walter, her second of the game. Assist going to Brandy Sample at the 4:36 mark of the second overtime, and it's 2-1 Northeastern. And what a turn of events. A scoreless game until the 24:10 mark of the second half, when Manabut scored for Plattsburgh. And after that goal, Plattsburgh was supercharged. They were just controlling so much of the game until the 36:11 mark, when Walter scored for Northeastern. Shot taken in as wide. At the 36:11 mark, Ashley Walter, I have her unassisted, scored to tie it up. And that's the way the game, the regulation time, ended 1-1. First overtime scoreless. Northeastern with some great opportunities, but nobody could get the ball in the net, and it ended 1-1 at the end of the first overtime. Second overtime, Walter just a few minutes ago scored from Sample at the 4:36 mark to give Northeastern that 2-1 lead, and now we have 4:30 remaining. in this second overtime. Plattsburgh now has to step it up. They have to move up, get their offense, or rather their defense, into the offensive thrust, and that's liable to open up some space for Northeastern. Sample on the far side, double teamed, pushes it through for Walter. Walter has 2 goals. She gets it through to LaFountain. LaFountain tries to get the shot off. It deflects near side. Burtz with a right-footed shot that just goes wide, and it'll be a goal kick for the Hornets.
If I can see it, you can. Come on, Cougar!
Favorite pastime at some of these games, picking on the refs, it's called. Misplayed. Samples there, can't get the shot off. Ran around the ball and tried to get that shot off, but it wouldn't come. Bullris saves it up for LaFountain, but it's broken up and cleared by Davis. Here come the Lady Hornets. Clark should get there first, wants to put it outside, and does off Caplet. Northeastern throw-in up for Walter. Ashley Walter can't control, and it goes out of bounds. And with 3 minutes remaining,
Let's go, Cougar!
3 minutes remaining, the Hornets have only 3 minutes to get one more goal in. Ball still in play. Finally goes out of bounds, and it'll be a Plattsburgh throw-in. Under 3 minutes now. We've got 2:45 remaining in this second overtime.
Let's go, Cougar!
This is a big, big win for Northeastern if they can hold on. A heartbreaking loss for the Hornets, who've just played great soccer. Just super soccer tonight for Plattsburgh, especially in the net. Danielle Waldron just playing fantastic in the net for Plattsburgh. Couldn't be faulted for either one of the goals.
Bring the ball back, Cougars. Let's go!
Walter with some fine shots. Both of them came from almost the same spot.
Go get it, Cougars!
Clark on the far side from Tardif.
Out of there!
Clark pushes it into the center, and LaFountain up the wing for Walter. Walter looking to get a through pass, but there she is again. Majo Cablet all game long has been just denying Northeastern's Brandis Sample any of those through passes. Now Burtz on the near side. Contact, but Burtz comes away with the ball. Finally it's called, and it'll be Northeastern's ball with 1:33 remaining. Now the Lady Cougars are in the driver's seat. They can waste a little bit of time on each play. Headed by Sample, and it goes away from the 18. Picked up by Tardif on the far side. Down the wing for Walter. And it's too far out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Lady Hornets. Clark loses it. Punched into the center. Campbell hustling back to take the ball and put it up to Burtz. Northeastern just playing a great game. And Burtz wants to get a shot off. She crosses it off the chest of Brandis Sample and wide with 42 seconds remaining. Time definitely running out for the Lady Hornets. They're going to have to pull out all the stops. 34 seconds remaining. Plattsburgh needs to move everybody up to try and get that tying goal in. Here comes LaFountain. She'll get a shot from out there. But there are the Hornets again, not allowing her to get that shot off. Number 27, Davis, put herself in perfect position to stop that shot. And Campbell still hustling for the ball with 12 seconds. Unless Plattsburgh can get a big 1-2 punch, it's going to be all over for tonight. With 6, 5, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and the buzzer sounds. The game is over. Northeastern Clinton victorious in a big, big time, big game here at Northeastern tonight against the Plattsburgh Hornets. Just a fantastic night of soccer here. Plattsburgh came in here determined to take one away from Northeastern and played so well, especially their goalie. Danielle Waldron played so well in the net for Plattsburgh, making tremendous saves off some great shots from Walter and Sample, Burtz, Dutil. plenty of shots coming from Northeastern's forwards, and Waldron wouldn't let nothing through in the first half, and in the second half kept Northeastern off the board until very, very late. But the first goal was scored by Jenny Manabut at the 24-10 mark to give Plattsburgh a 1-0 lead. After that goal, Plattsburgh came out supercharged. They were just controlling so much of the game, it looked as though Plattsburgh was going to get a second goal or at least walk away with a 1-0 victory. And it stayed that way until the 36-11 mark when Ashley Walter, and I have that as an unassisted goal, scored to tie it up 1-1. The game ended, the regulation time ended 1-1, and in the first overtime we played scoreless, and in the second overtime at the 4:36 mark, Ashley Walter got her second goal from Brandy Sample to give Northeastern that 2-1 victory. A great victory for the Lady Cougars. It puts them in great position to take that top seed in the Class C Section 7. Well, that's the way it was. A very exciting time here at Northeastern. A cold night and a little bit of a late start because of the overtime JV game. But the 21st day of October 1998, homecoming night here at Northeastern Clinton, and a victory for the Lady Cougars by the score of 2-1. Thanks for watching Hometown Cable.